Good folks, this is Dr. Charlie. Today I am going to talk to you about transpersonal. Transpersonal, if you've been following my journey, you know that it's been a big part of my life for the last 8 years. Transpersonal, my definition of transpersonal is the connection between mind, body, spirit, and environment. Now, I found out about transpersonal in 2010. I was in a library and I was tutoring kids. I was either waiting on them to arrive or waiting on them to finish something. And, interaction. Hey, cousin. I found it actually in the back of a magazine, which is an interesting place to find one's graduate school for sure. I went home, I checked out the website, and I felt like home when I found the website. That graduate school was called the Institute of Transpersonal Psychology. So of course they specialize in transpersonal. I have since moved on and transferred to a different school where I graduated. So many of you, again, if you've been following my journey, you know that my graduate school was no joke, not a game. And I graduated from the California Institute of Integral Studies. My degree is in integral and transpersonal psychology. So the psychology aspect, when we think about psychology, we often think of like a shrink, like a therapist. Traditional psychology focuses on and asks, what is wrong? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with your head or your brain? Whereas transpersonal as a paradigm, but more specifically with psychology, transpersonal psychology is asking what circumstances have happened to combine to get you to where you are in this moment right now. For me, as a container, it holds so much more than traditional psychology does, because it is asking these kind of deeply rooted questions about what's happening inside of you, but also what's happening around you. How did these particular circumstances create the person standing in front of me or sitting in front of me or maybe sobbing in front of me right now? So hey, Kelly. So transpersonal is a broader paradigm to hold more. For me, I call it a whole person psychology that connects the mind, body, spirit, and environment. That is often an easily digestible way for other people to at least understand what I'm talking about. So this is what I've been steeped in, this whole person learning. I've been an educator for a long time, so I've always brought whole personism to my education spaces, but going to graduate school kind of gave me a language for it and avenues through which to share it. Right now, it is actually my personal goal to demystify transpersonal and bring it down to a really practical level for everyday use. That's what underlies a lot of what I'm doing right now. In the grand scheme of things, like it's a very niche market where even people in traditional psychology programs have not heard of it more often than not. There's really 2 to 3 schools in the country. There's probably more than that, 2 to 3 that I'm aware of that offer specifically and explicitly transpersonal focus or transpersonally based classes. But I feel like it needs to be brought to every person. Some of the things I learned have been mind-boggling, but if it stays in this tight little niche, a lot of it is in the Bay Area and San Francisco. If all of the information stays there, what good is that at kind of the practical and the global level? Like, how do we make an impact in ways that affect every person and not just this very, very, very small subset of psychology that has fought so hard to just even be recognized? In that regard, our work is actually really, really rigorous, probably more rigorous than other programs outside of psychology as well. We have been tasked in the transpersonal field, we have been tasked with kind of defining ourselves and then making ourselves known so that we can be recognized and respected as such. So I am going to close out there. Again, I try to keep it about 5 minutes or less. So transpersonal is whole person psychology, connecting mind, body, spirit, and environment. And it's a word I would like you to know. It is absolutely something that undergirds a lot of what I do and what I talk about and how I experience life. If you have questions, feel free to type them in the comments and I'll respond to them when I'm on. Take great care. This is Dr. Charli. Today I explained what transpersonal is. All right, bye.